Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for making time. I appreciate that. I know you're busy. You have a lot going on, and I really appreciate you making time to meet with me today. And really talk a lot on recruiting, college life, post graduation life, and all the fun stuff. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take much of your time. I know you're busy. I want to jump right in. Is that okay?
hmm
Yeah, okay, awesome. So before we start, I want you to introduce yourself to the upcoming recruit players, everybody that might know you or might not know you. Actually, might not know you because that's the right thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have the floor. A little bit about you. Um, what else? Background. All the fun stuff. And what's your favorite food? I know you like cooking, so yeah, throw in there your favorite food.
Okay. Well, hi. My name is Amy Grace Dougah. I'm 21 years old and I play tennis. I recently graduated with my undergraduate degree in business management with a concentration in marketing at the University of North Carolina at Asheville.
Awesome.
I did also play for the team. Now I'm just working towards my master's because of the COVID year that was granted to us. So I will be playing tennis at Villanova, but also getting my master's in finance. I've been playing tennis since I was like 4 or 5. I was born and raised in Togo, West Africa. So I kind of grew up around tennis with my dad being a coach and all. As for my favorite food, I do enjoy cooking a lot. One of the main foods that I like from my home country, I really like aimoru.
I'm all okay. Rice
Um,
and peas.
yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
rice and beans, and it's like the home mix. You got the meat and like the coleco and all that stuff together. That's one of my favorites. And then
awesome.
American wise, one of my specialties that I do enjoy making is my honey glazed like smoked
Oh
lamb
wow.
chops. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with lots of like peppers and mashed potatoes. That's like my favorite thing to make. But
That
that's
sounds
like
yummy.
only yeah, that's only if I want to spoil myself. But yeah, that's
That
one of my
sounds
favorite
really
things.
yummy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It
honestly.
is.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate that. I appreciate the introduction. Again, thank you for joining us, right? And I want to dive right in. I know you're busy. I don't want to take much of your time. I have a few questions that I have written down to ask you because I
mhm.
really want to use this time to learn. Since you already graduated, I want to learn from your experience, right? Going in. I know I played for a school as well, but my time is long gone. So I want to hear the latest updates. And also, I know your dad, and I know he's an amazing coach. Reason why you jump into college and you killed it, right? Now, I know you're trying to be humble. What are all the awards that you won when you're playing? You did not mention that, so we're gonna mention that.
so junior throughout senior year,
Mhm.
I've gotten first both singles and doubles throughout all the years that I've been at
Oh
college.
my God,
My senior year was actually the best year. Actually, on my senior day, we won regular season, so that was another thing, and we also got runner up at the conference tournament. Second place which was so memorable for me, and
yeah,
I also got player of the year my senior year, so that was
awesome.
something good.
That's
And
a
I
big way
also
to exit.
yeah, it was. So, and then I also got nominated to represent my school for the NCAA Woman of the Year. So that was another thing.
Oh my
And then I
gosh.
did win. Yeah, and I did win
Hmm.
Student Athlete of the Year as well. So
Yeah.
that was something
Okay, I
else.
need a list of all this because we need to give you a big shout out. That's amazing. No, honestly,
Yeah.
that's flat out amazing. I don't remember any I won't say African player, but I don't remember any player that I personally know that have, made all these achievements. So really
Yeah.
that's amazing. Keep it going. I know next year you're playing again. So I'm expecting more awards. But if you can please send me what
Yeah.
you just listed now, that's fantastic.
Yes,
Um,
I will do
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's amazing. Congrats, congrats.
Thank you.
So, Amy, I'm gonna jump in. So, what made you choose tennis out of all the sports?
So mainly because I was kind of born into it. Again,
Mhm.
my dad did play professionally when he was younger, so I was always on the court with him when he was coaching. I think I still have the pictures of me like holding a racket when I was a little kid, and I would always like tail him when he was coaching. So I kind of fell in love with the sport
Okay.
because of him, and I've been playing ever since because of him as well. So it's a thing that I highly enjoy doing now. So
Awesome.
it's just my first sport.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're
Oh.
glad that you end up on the tennis side. We love all the sports, but did you at any time say, I'm tired of sport, I'm being burned out, I want to try another sports?
So being burnout was actually one of my biggest fears because I see like a lot of my tennis friends that are so good at the sport that
Hmm.
tend to get tired of the sport afterwards. So I thought that maybe I can like back it up by actually doing something else as well, but still
Okay.
making tennis my priority.
Hmm.
And I did do cross country all throughout high school just to kind of get outside the tennis mindset, but I
Hmm.
did it primarily because I felt like it was going to help with tennis. So
Nice.
I could get outside of tennis, but at the same time, it was something that was going to help with like, say, like footwork or like endurance, whatever it was, to
Right.
kind of, back up that. And that I felt like that helped me mentally as well because like
Awesome.
it wasn't always about like tennis, tennis, tennis. Like I felt like I had space to do something else, and I quite enjoyed it a lot. And I do enjoy running on my own time. It's just something so relaxing and enjoyable for me.
Yes.
But I've never like it helped like not think about like, oh, like I don't want to play tennis anymore, or like I'm too tired of this. Like it just
Right.
kept me,
Yeah.
kept that confidence and energy going for me. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Wait, I remember too, at some points I was getting burned out a little bit with tennis,
Mm.
practicing all day, every day. And I did
Hmm.
pick up track. I ran track a little bit. I pick up other sports to kind of give me a break between. So it's really
Yeah.
nice with that break, yeah. So
Hmm.
awesome, awesome. Now, Amy, talk to us a little bit about how you set up yourself, right? Because you went to college, you really performed well. You came up with awards and titles, which
Hmm.
is amazing. How did you set up yourself? First of all, to be to be recruited by the university, and then from there,
Hmm.
can you take us through that?
Yeah. So before I even like started thinking about college and stuff like that, I did the biggest thing was to get my ranking up to play as many tournaments as I can. I was on the road most of the weekends during the months when I was in high school, and I feel like that really helped a lot because as I've mentioned like before, like being able to be on the road quite frequently. A lot of college coaches come to tournaments to help with like recruiting and stuff like that. So you would get a chance to meet these college coaches and potentially build like connection with them if they see you competing and stuff like that, which can potentially help you secure a spot on the team if it is a school that you're interested in and want to visit and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
playing a lot of tournaments really help. And I guess like one thing about me was being able to like reach out and talk to other people that are very basically has been through the same thing or like work in that aspect of field because like you also did help me um, connect me to the coaches and stuff. So that was one thing. So like reaching out is another thing. Like whether it's
Mhm.
going to be your coaches or if your coaches that train you know other people, like
Right.
basically build that connection with them to like help you reach out to like as many colleges that you potentially see yourself playing with. So
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, one thing that you mentioned there is playing a lot of tournaments. Let's say
Hmm.
you're playing a lot of tournaments, but you're not good. That means your ranking is not going to go up. It's still going to stay low because you're losing all your matches. So all this
Hmm.
to say, kudos to you because when you're playing those tournaments, trying to bring up your ranking, you are winning, right? You were performing really good. I've seen you play. You're an amazing player. So on top of playing a lot of tournaments, right? So for those who are listening to us, what she said is if you want to set up yourself for success and being recruited, you need to start playing tournaments. That's the bottom line, right? So when Amy was going to college, she was highly ranked in the US, right? And that's one of the reasons why the school came and picked her up. Like when they saw, they're like, yeah, this is the player we want because she has
Mm-hmm.
experience. You can tell that she has been playing a lot of tournament, right, Amy? You have been playing a lot of
Yes.
tournament. You just need to Google her name and there's a list of tournament that just drops behind her, right?
Yeah.
So you have that. And on top of that, like she said, you never know which coach is going to show up at those tournaments, right? And they
Yeah,
may want to sign you
definitely.
there. They want to keep in touch and trying to, follow back. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Amy. Now, I know you mentioned your awards when you're in college, and on top of that, you're very successful. You graduated, with honors, which is fantastic, right? I hope your parents. I mean, I know your parents are proud of you for that. That's a
Yeah.
big achievement. So, can you tell us what you did to be successful once you started school, once you got recruited? I know you have to compete, you have to take
Mm-hmm.
classes. There's no failing classes. You have to pass your classes. But on top of that, you're
Yeah.
crushing everything. You're crushing tennis. You're crushing schools. You graduated. Can you tell us how you were able to set up that for you to make it happen?
So freshman year, one thing that I do like to mention first
Mhm.
is your team is going to be like your second family. So try to lean on them too and your coaches.
Okay.
I felt like for me, I learned a little late, but I was still there. Because my personality is very, reserved, very quiet. I'm a big
Mhm.
introvert, so I
Mhm.
came into the program really quiet and soft-hearted, so I didn't speak much. And then I realized throughout the whole program that I should have opened up more. I should have, connected with these people more because it felt like it was a little too late because I just
Right.
started, getting to know everyone really well. And
Mhm.
it developed a lot of trust amongst the team, which was something that made us compete well throughout the season. So I
Okay.
advise people to don't be scared to talk
I like
to
that.
your
I like
team. Don't be scared to open up to your coach. They're going to be there for you if you need anything, if you need help with anything. Those are the people that are going to help you because they've been there longer than you, and you're coming in as a
that.
freshman and it can be scary at times, but they're going to help you, so
Yeah.
that's one thing I would like to tell people. And secondly, the second that I would like to say is basically manage your time wisely. What
Nice.
I always advise people is because and it can change throughout programs in terms of season or fall tournaments. But what I
Mhm.
did during my season, because we had fall tournaments,
Mhm.
which weren't as loaded as we would play in the spring, I would tell people to load up on hard classes in the fall. I know every college has a set of
Okay.
credits that you need to take, a bottom line credit that you need to take, but try to stack even more on top of that because in the fall there's a set of tournaments you're going to play. You're not traveling as much, but you're still kind of on the road. So it allows you to focus a lot even more than you would in the spring. So I do tell people to stack up during the fall and kind of have an easy spring where you just take the required amount that you need to take. Because for me, that's what I did. I took all my hard classes in the fall, and then the spring was
Mhm.
kind of an easy breeze for me, which led up to me having a kind of chill and relaxing spring season for my senior year because I only had to take like two classes to pass, the
Yeah.
requirement credit to graduate.
Yeah.
And I was in my senior year, I was just considered as a half, student or whatever, but it
Mhm.
allowed me to focus mainly on tennis than I
Okay.
would
That's
have in school. So I do tell people to do that. And then another thing is don't be afraid to because I know mental health is really a big thing now, and it's very important. So I always advise people to ask their coaches if they can be connected to a sports therapist or psychologist or whatever, because
I like that.
we had one, and they helped me, like this person helped me so much on and off court, and I felt like when I talked to them, like it wasn't always about like tennis, you know. I feel like I can like vent and like tell them about like what was going on, and I feel like sometimes like you might know like the simplest and easy things that can like
Mhm.
solve your solutions, but like it needs to be told to you like once or twice for you to kind of like refresh, you know, your memory and stuff like that. So I advise people to like talk to like people like those. And another thing is like getting mentors, whether it be throughout the sports department or your
Mhm.
major department. I've
Yeah.
had two mentors, one throughout my major and then one mainly solely through like the athletics department, and they've helped me incredibly. Like one mainly for like purely for like athletics, and like the other mainly for like career and life choices. And these people can also become connections or potential family members that like you can always like reach out to if you need help or you need anything. They're going to be there for you. And if you have any career paths that you're interested in, or if you don't know what you want to do in the future, these people are going to help you kind of like break everything down throughout, you know,
That's
the
amazing.
years. And it kind of takes like the stress and load off your shoulders. So I do advise like building as much connections as you possibly can. And even if you need to build connections through like, because I know like some schools like they have like a health department that allows
Mhm.
people to like kind of like talk about like mental health and stuff like that. Like those people are going to help you a lot as well. So I really advise people to like do all of this thing because it makes it so less stressful for me when I did it. So, and it's just like a key to everything. And then I just, for another reason why I believe that I was like so successful in like tennis and like balancing school on top of that was
Mhm.
like doing like the extra work, like the little things. Like one
Yes.
thing that my coach like really praised me for was like being in like just overdoing stuff. Not like to the point where like it causes like injury or like even
Right.
more stress, but like it can come in like different ways. Like if you need to like if you're a gym person like me, like I love being in the gym all the time. So like we have like weights and like conditioning other days, but like I'm always in the gym, like whether it's like running or doing like exercises that I deem like good for me, like I'm gonna do it outside of everything else because I feel
That's
like
amazing.
it helps with like my mental health and stuff like that. Or it can look like walking like throughout like the campus or like walking on a trail for other people. It can be like journaling. It could be like, oh, like a self care day for you that day,
Mhm.
like making whatever for like just making sure you show some kind of gratitude or like some kind of like relaxation for your mental health. I feel like that helps and can benefit you in like such a long run
That's
because you
amazing.
have 4 years and
I
you're
know.
gonna be traveling, you're gonna be playing, you're gonna meet all these sorts of new people and stuff. So like just taking time yourself can go such a long way, like when you're in college. And I advise people to do like all these things to like make them successful in college.
That's
So
amazing. You just literally dropped a bomb because when I was in college, I mental health, I didn't know it was a thing then, right? Because you have to make sure
mhm.
you pass your classes, you play well, you win your matches. So we were stressed, but we were making it through the stress. We didn't even know we can, you know, look at
Mhm.
find mentors that can help us or um, talk to somebody that can help us through the process. It was just among ourselves, teammate. We just hang out and we're like, man, this was hard. I'm failing this class. That match was hard, things like that. So it was just a
Yeah.
team effort. Oh, we talked to our coach, we went to our coach, his wife was amazing then. I mean, she's still amazing. So, it's
Yeah.
I love that. I really do because that makes a big difference. And when you talk about people not keeping to themselves and reaching out to their team members, that would make a big difference too. Because when I came, I'm just taking my example because coming from Africa, I had a big culture shock and I struggled to really connect with people, and at that
Mhm.
time I have friends on the team and they're like, you need to open up, you need to let go, otherwise you won't learn the system at all. And I had to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was the only African American on the team, so like it was a big cultural shock for me. I
Right.
felt like some things that like I love doing might make like them uncomfortable, or like
Hmm.
just like
Hmm.
I felt like I had to like kind of change myself a little bit to suit them, but that was not the case. Like, you know, these people are coming from different parts of the world. Like, they will love to know who you are. They will love to know your personality. Like, they would just love to hang out with you and stuff like that. So, like, don't be afraid to like reach out to them. Like, you're not bothering them. They also need some kind of outlet. You know, you're going to be
Yeah,
there together for 4 years.
I
So
know.
you might as well do it together.
I know you're in for the rest 4 years. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Amy, for
So,
sharing that. Now, when it comes to competing, okay,
mm.
clearly you have done, you have produced some amazing results. How did you manage the stress of winning a match, going through the season?
So for me, like I throughout the year, and again, sports psychologist played a big role in this.
Hmm.
But throughout the season, I really set myself on a high pedestal, like just way too high sometimes, and like sometimes like being in that mindset of like, oh, winning, 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 like you're not gonna always win every match, but what you can do is compete the best to your abilities for every
Right,
match, you
right,
know, because competing will determine whether you win or lose. Like, it's not like I'm gonna go out there and see like who has the best this or who has the no. It's like who competes the best. And I did learn that a little bit hard, but I did pick it back once talking to my coach, and once talking to like someone that is like basically a professional in that field.
hmm,
But don't like always go out with the mindset like, oh, I need to win, you know, because I came in with the mindset of like individually, like, because you know, tennis before college, you have to play like individually unless you play for like the high
yeah,
school and stuff. But
hmm,
it was mainly an individual sport for me. So when I came in, I had the mindset like, oh, like the team is depending on me and stuff like that because I had to play line 1 and 2.
yeah. Oh,
So I
wow.
thought like I had to like kind of like get out of that mindset. Like, it's not you winning, it's we're winning as the team, like as a team. So you have to be able to trust everyone that they can handle what they're going to do at their court, and you will produce the results that you're going to produce on your court. But it's more like trusting in
Right.
the group and holding each other accountable. Like,
Awesome.
so you have to compete obviously, but also like you have to enjoy it. Like, it's a fun sport,
I
like,
know,
you
and
know,
you're in
like
college.
don't yeah, like don't beat up on yourself, you know, because even if like the outcome doesn't go your way, you will like feel that content, like you'll feel like happy that you did the best that you can, and just trust that your team will handle the rest, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that throughout the whole season. But it was just fantastic to see how much like you develop once you get in that mindset. Oh, I'm going there so only to have fun, but I'm gonna compete while having fun, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a real life changer. So it
That's
was, yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you're
So
literally dropping knowledge after knowledge. I mean, I really appreciate you for taking the time to really go through each question and break it down, because we work with a lot of players and we're trying to find a way to educate them, right?
mm,
Coming in, this is what you should expect, right? This is what you're going to go through. It's okay. You can manage it. Now, listening to you as as a college player makes a lot of sense. And I feel like they can connect with you faster than me talking to them. Graduating after 5 years, they're like, yeah, but they're like, okay, now it makes sense what she's saying. And there's a lot of new things that you're dropping that I didn't have access to that when I was in college, right? So thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate that. Now, post graduation, you graduated last year, right? Is it last year or this year? No, it's this
no,
year.
I graduated this year,
You
yeah.
graduated this year, yeah. So,
Yeah.
what is next for Amy?
So right now I'm getting my master's at Villanova,
Mhm.
and I'm getting it in finance, and I will also be playing on the team. My program is a little bit fast paced, so it finishes 9 to 12 months. So I am starting before everyone else. in school. So, but right now I'm trying to get my degree first and then doing what I want to do. And what I really want to do is I want to try out to play tennis professionally. And I before it's just not like, everyone's like, oh, it's like too late or whatever. But
No,
to me,
it's
it's like
not.
never too late. Like,
No.
because like I've been talking to like a lot of people and like in terms of like career decisions and stuff like that. And one
Mhm.
of the biggest thing everyone keeps telling me is like, do what you want to do first. Like you've already built the experience throughout your undergrad. You already built experience in terms of career through your master's or wherever degree that you want to get. Now like you have that experience aside, that do what you want to do first, because once you get into that whole career field, you're not gonna have time.
You won't have
You're
time.
not. Yeah, you're not gonna have time. It's like that's it for you. You have to keep progressing along. So what I
Yeah,
do really want to do is try to play some tournaments and like see how
that's
it
good.
goes. And I really do enjoy traveling, so I really want to travel and play tennis with the sport first, and then we'll see how that goes. Because I right now I have lots of plans and lots of stuff, but like I really want to go like step by step and not just all together. So
Well,
that's the plan right now.
I
But
love the sound of that. I
yeah.
mean, now if you look on the tour, a lot of college players have a lot of college players. I mean, they're winning too, right? And I'm rooting for you. I know we all will be rooting for you. You are an amazing player, and you don't want to waste that talent. You're way too talented to just say, "Now, let me just go into the professional. I mean, to the work field." No, you have to give it a shot, and I have faith that you give your best. And again, you drop some knowledge, and we really appreciate that. And I'm definitely sure that this is a learning opportunity for a lot of players coming up.
Mhm.
This is a video they can sit down and really take the time to listen to, because you drop a lot of knowledge and something that they can use coming in.
Yeah.
This is not, oh, let me graduate and I'm going to listen to what Amy said. No, this, listen to it before you even start applying for schools, right? Because
Yeah.
there's a lot to learn from that. Now, as you know, in Terry Crew, we work a lot with international players, right? Mostly from Africa. And
Mhm.
what how will you advise them coming in, right? On top of playing tournaments, when they come in, making sure they're keeping up with schoolwork, working as a team with their teammates, playing their best. Anything else, knowing how tennis is in Africa, right? I know you've
Mhm.
been to Africa many times, to Togo. So what's one big advice, one takeaway you can share with us regarding that?
Well, honestly, what I can say is that you're going to have to work even more harder than everyone else. Like, it's just what you're gonna have to do. Like, you're
I like
just gonna have because you're just gonna have to, it's not gonna come easy.
never.
Being playing in the US, like it's not the same as how it is in Africa. But what I do hear from my international friends that were on a team and stuff like that
Hmm.
is that the education might be a little easier for you here,
Yep.
but in terms of like the sport and like the whole, there's gonna be a big culture shock wherever you go.
Yes.
Like you just honestly you have to work. Like if you need to be working or if you need to stay on the court a little later than everyone else, then yeah, you'll have to put in the extra work. If you need to be in the gym more than anyone else, then it's you're just gonna have to do it. If you need to reach out more in terms of school or like get tutoring or like whatever it is, you're going to have to just do the extra work
Ex-
because it's going to benefit you so much, in the long run that like you just can't you can't come in thinking that like you're gonna be the same as everyone else. Like,
Right.
you just have to remember every time where you come from, like, and just do the
Exactly.
extra mile. So
Exactly.
that's one thing that I would advise someone coming in
Right.
here.
Yeah. Because
So
like if we look at how easy you can play tournaments in the US, there's UTR tournaments every weekend, everywhere. And in Africa, you have to wait like 1 month. There's a active
Yeah.
tournament in the
Yeah. You
country,
just.
so
Yeah.
a lot of competition, and you just have to, like you say, you have to raise the bar higher. There's
Yeah.
nothing is going to be given. You have to earn everything.
Yeah. You have to utilize every connection there is possible. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, Amy.
Yeah.
Well, this comes to an end. Listen, I appreciate you for joining us. You dropped a lot of knowledge. I'm going to share on our platform on YouTube. So hopefully a lot of players can join early, learn, and use this tool to really set themselves up for success. Right. And
Yeah.
Amy, we're wishing you good luck for the season coming up. We're going to be cheering for you. And once you hit the tour, I'm here. Listen, I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to be cheering. Any ticket you get for the US Open, you playing, I'm going to be front row. I'm going to be watching those matches. Okay.
Thank
We
you.
believe in you. We know you
Yeah.
can do it. So go 100%. Go hard or go home. That's how my
Yeah.
coach used to
Yeah.
tell me. Either you
Literally.
go
Yeah.
hard or you just have to go home.
Just go.
But I believe in you. So good luck in anything you do. We're here. And if there's anything we can do to support you, let us know.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Amy. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.